Excellent. Thanks, David. Scott, congratulations. Two questions for you. First of all, coming back to Indiana for you, kind of what's the extra meaning of playing the tournament here this year?
Oh, it's always excited coming back home. We got a lot of friends, family, people from that part of the country. And at the same time, really excited because I know I'm going to be with my brother and other assistant coaches that are leading their programs. And it makes it easy for my mom and dad. They don't have to go to two locations.
There you go. Second, Bryce getting GCU win. What is something kind of from a coaching standpoint that the two of you most have in common, and how much of that you think comes from your dad?
Oh, well, definitely both of us learned everything we do from my dad. And you throw in your own twists and turns and things that spices you like to add. But we have a great mentor. There's a reason he's in the Hall of Fame. And both of us were blessed to learn from him. And as good a coach as he is, he's a better father.
Excellent. Thanks, Scott. Congrats.
Thank you.
Next question from Aaron Beard with the Associated Press.
Hey, Scott, you just touched on the significance of being a number one seed as something different. I'm curious, you've been in the tournament before, you've played deep into the tournament before. How is the challenge or your approach any different being the one seed in a bracket that people say that's the team favored to come out of the bracket with the seed?
Well, I think the whole key to the tournament's real simple. And that is, you got to go 1-0, and that's the only game you're worried about, concerned about, and that's the beauty of college basketball. It's a 40-minute game. It's not the NBA where it's best of 7 and the best team usually wins. In a 40-minute game, anybody can win. So you got to control everything you can control, and let God decide the rest.
Just to follow up, is there any significance? I mean, do you think the players, it means something to get that one? I mean, again, you got to win the game in front of you, no matter what the seed is, but the significance of having it, do you think that matters a lot to the players?
Well, definitely it means that people think the accomplishments are worthy of a number one seed. It means people appreciate what they were able to achieve for the year. So there's always a lot of pride in being able to get a number one seed. Doesn't necessarily guarantee you're going to be successful in the tournament, which we all know. So that's why it's March Madness, 40-minute game. Anyone can win. Seed numbers don't matter. It's who plays best in that 40 minutes. Thank you.
Next question from Chris Williams of KWX-TV in Waco.
Coach, congratulations on getting the number one seed. You mentioned pretty much all season long, but especially early in conference play, that being in a conference as strong as the Big 12 prepares you for this time of year. Do you feel like it did that job well enough?
Hopefully, each and every year you appreciate what the Big 12's about and prepares you as far as the Big 12 tournaments just run like the NCAA tournament. The last 6 out of 7 years, we've been the number one ranked conference. You usually get 6 or 7 teams to represent the conference, but there's a variety of styles. And because of that, hopefully you've seen pretty much everything you could see come tournament time. And I know once the NCAA begins, all of us Big 12 teams are pulling for each other. And there's nothing we'd like more than to see 5, 6 of us in the Sweet 16 and a couple of us in the Final Four.
And how nice will it be after beating up on each other for so many months to finally play someone else?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the joys of the tournament. Everybody's excited of the newness, playing someone that doesn't know all your plays, doesn't know all your personnel, and a different uniform.
All right, next question from Andrew Miner with Bears Illustrated.
Coach, I was wondering, it's been a few days since the last game. I was wondering how the morale of the team is, and if you guys did anything as a team to watch the selection show today.
Yes, we're at a place right now where we're together and secluded, and it's nice to be able to be out of the hotel and come here for this private gathering, and then we'll go back into our bubble and get ready to head to Indianapolis tomorrow. And I know the day off was really good to refresh, regroup, refocus, and then it was great to have a good practice today. We'll have a lot of team bonding opportunities being in this bubble from Kansas City to Indianapolis.
You were just mentioning about the team bonding and everything like that. So it sounds like
with the Connect Four, the Uno matches and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
So that we got our own team room turned into a game room, so they're having fun.
That's awesome. And one last follow-up. Mark said that the team maybe came into the Big 12 tournament a little overconfident and that the loss was good for them. How have you seen some of the team leaders kind of help, just reset the mindset of the team in the past couple of days to be ready for a brand new tournament?
Well, it's the fourth season. You go from the non-conference to the conference tournament. Now it's the NCAA tournament. And past history tells you the last 5 out of 6 national champs lost in their conference tournament. So I think hopefully with this couple of days of practice, we'll be able to be a blessing for us and be able to defensively and offensively get back to how we were playing prior to the pause.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Next question from Kevin Longquist with SigmaSports.com. Kevin, you're muted.
Okay. Scott, congratulations on the number 1 seed. I wanted to ask you, they have not released locations for any of these games yet. When do you all expect to learn where you're going to be going? And do you have a sense if you're going to be in greater Indianapolis?
Yeah, David K doesn't know either. So he's the man that tells us what's going on. So I think we'll all find out about the same time. We just know we're going to Indianapolis. We'll check into the hotel and figure out the rest later.
Now we got Jared Butler up. If you have a question for him, please use the raise hand function. I'll call on you individually. First up, John Warner with the Waco Tribune-Herald.
Hey, Jared, congratulations. What's your reaction to getting a number 1 seed? And do you feel like y'all earned that?
Yeah, I think we definitely earned it. I think it's just a product of, the 2 years of playing hard and building a culture, building a winning culture, and getting the right group of guys to play together. And it's been special, and we're just getting started,
Yeah, and you're going to be able to get on a few practices. It's been a while since y'all been able to do a bunch, in a row. How much will that help?
I think it's going to help us a lot. Just a time to get our mind right. And we got some few days of practice, so that's been good for us. And, it's just go time. Like, it's win or go home. And, it's kind of, you can't think about, the negatives or what we've been through. It's like, it's do or die. So it's been good.
Thank you, Jared.
Next question from Kendall Kaut with Our Daily Bears.
Hey, Jared. I know you all watch a lot of film. Kind of what specific things stick out to you defensively that you all maybe need to improve upon heading into Indianapolis?
I think we need to go back to just our basic rules. And I think since we're not playing too many Big 12 teams in the beginning, like, that's going to be key. Like, our defense is so good because most teams don't face it, and they don't face it all the time. So, like, instead of playing Oklahoma State for the 3rd time, who knows our defense and is comfortable playing our defense, we're going to be playing, Hartford, who hasn't seen our defense, and we're going to be able to really get after it.
Switching to the offensive side of the ball, it seems like you all have played very well since returning, but you missed some shots against Oklahoma State. Do you feel like you're pretty close to being back on offense?
Yeah, it's a tough thing playing back to back. You're not always gonna hit shots, but like, I think at the end of the day, like, our defense has to travel. Our defense has to be able to sustain us through all these games, no matter if we shoot the ball well or not. And I think that's gonna be the key for us.
Next question from Andrew Miner with Bears Illustrated.
Jared, Coach mentioned that you guys are all together watching the selection show, doing some team bonding with games such as Uno and everything like that. Just curious, how are all those Uno tournaments going?
Yeah, we're extremely competitive group of guys. So, like, everybody's playing either some type of game against each other, going through a series of wins and losses. So, like, it's fun. Like, there's nothing else to do. We're just, playing around, playing games, Connect 4, 2K, all that.
And then on the basketball side, what's the key to get off to a fast start in any game that you would play from here on out, just moving forward?
I think it's the days before. I think it's all about how we prepare for the game. We can't come out sluggish. We can't do these things that, just don't result in losing. So it's the first few days before the game. That's going to be big for us because we're a big preparation team. And once we feel comfortable going into the game, we'll be fine.
Thanks, Jared. Good luck.
Next question from Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider.
Jared, 2 years ago, y'all are the 9 seed, wound up playing Gonzaga in the next round. How much of a different mentality is it now? You're you're one of the top seeds.
Yeah, it's such a different feeling. I'm feeling like, oh, are we gonna beat Syracuse? Like, I'm going to Syracuse. Like, this is like, I don't know, but going in as a 1 seed is totally different. But at the same time, you still got to take it one game at a time. You can't overlook teams. But it's definitely a different feeling being a freshman, first time in the NCAA tournament. But it's different. But you still can't overlook teams.
And Jared, as a kid, everyone dreams of being the Cinderella team in the tournament because it's such a cool experience. Going in as a number 1, how is that different than maybe how you imagine this as a young boy?
I never was one of those kids that imagined to be like the one-hit wonder or whatnot, but like I guess you could say it is a little like disappointing not being a one-hit wonder or whatnot, but I don't know. For me, I'm excited we're 1 seed. I feel like we're in a great spot, and I don't care if it's a Cinderella story or just like we're expected to win. Like win is like the most important thing, and nobody remembers the extra stuff. I feel like I don't know.
Final question from Drake Toll with 7365.
Hey, Jared, obviously no crazy surprise to be a 1 seed, but I want to know, was there any way to prepare mentally for your reaction when you saw Baylor and that number 1 beside it?
No, not really. At the end of the day, it's still special to be a number 1 seed for like the second time ever in Baylor history, and all the hard work we put in and all the wins we've gotten. It's still a cool thing. Like no matter how many times we knew it was going to happen, it's still a cool thing. And March Madness is such an exciting time, so it's always fun, no matter what.
And the team, Jared, how did the team as a whole react?
I think we had a pretty good reaction, pretty solid reaction. Not like, we were expected to be number 1 seed. We weren't under excited too, so that's a good thing. We were thankful.